Let's take a look at the steering wheel. You can see over here on the left side, there's an icon that looks like someone speaking. That's going to be voice commands. And then you see here it says mode. That's going to control your radio mode. Whoop. Hello, AM, FM, XM, Bluetooth, all of those different modes for audio. Volume control, and then scan mode. So if you're listening to something, you can go up and down and change the track. Bluetooth here, off hook, on hook. And then over on the right side of the steering wheel, you have your cruise control plus your radar cruise control. That's how you set those all right there. Resume sets. This is where you can speed up and slow down whenever you're using cruise control. Really, really nice. Then you see an icon here that looks like pages. And when I press that, you can see that it corresponds with the middle of the gauge cluster, the instrument cluster right there between the tach. So then I press the pages icon, and now I can press it again, and there's lane keep assist. I can press it again, and then there's settings. And then whenever I want to navigate inside of any of these menus while I've been pressing the pages icon, all I need to do is move this up and down. So you see I can press this, and now I can use the toggle switch there to navigate the different settings, user settings inside of that. So there's heads up display, and then once I make that selection, I can push that toggle switch in, and then I can make all kinds of changes to my heads up display. And by the way, that heads up display is really, really nice. I think you may be able to see it right now. But you see right there, it says 0 miles per hour, and then you can see little lanes right there. That's where you can have your lane keep assist, and I imagine even radar cruise control settings are all going to be right there as well. But this is where you're going to control what shows up on your heads up display, the brightness, the rotation, content selection, all that stuff. That is super nice. And then I'm going to hit OK or press the toggle switch in. Then there's, oops, I'm going to go back. And then I'm going to say driver assistance. And so these are all going to be driver assistance things. Driver attention warning. And if I want to go inside of any of these selections, I just press OK there. I press the little toggle. Forward safety, lane safety. So these are all really, really nice. Lane departure warning, lane keep assist. Wonderful, wonderful safety features. All right there. So that's under driver assistance. Door. Man, it is so crazy how customizable this thing. Ooh, look at that. Power liftgate speed. I love that. Thank you, Kia. I'm going to leave that fast because that's how it came from the factory, I do believe. But man, that is really nice. Smart liftgate. Yeah, so cool. So then I'm going to go all the way back up to the top and hit back. And then lights. Yeah, this is so nice. You see one touch turn signal. So this is what one touch turn signal is. And you see there it says 3 flashes, 5 flashes, 7 flashes. Really customizable. This is not even in luxury vehicles that I've ever seen. So what that means is once the one touch turn signal is active, I can just do this. And right now it's set for 3 flashes. So I can just touch it down. And it flashed for 3 seconds, but then you saw a little camera come up. Isn't that sweet? So that's the camera that's by the rear view mirror. And then I got the right one, right camera. So this thing has a wonderful proximity camera system on it that really, really allows you to see all over the vehicle. And I really like the way that signal sounds. That's a neat sound. So right now you can see that it's set for 3 flashes. So if I'm trying to change lanes, I can just do that one touch turn signal and change lanes. And there's where I can set it to determine how many flashes it flashes. Sound, welcome sound, yes please. Convenience, seat slide easy access, so that whenever the vehicle is cut off or whenever the door is open, the driver's seat slides back to allow me easier access into it. Seat height, easy access, super nice. Rear occupant alert, that lets me know if there's somebody in the back seat. That's a great safety feature that you need to keep on. And what that's going to be for is if you have a child in the back in a safety seat, you never want to forget about them. wireless charging system. That's the Qi wireless charging system that's in front of the gear shifter. Really nice. Do you want to cut that on or off? So I really look at all of these things that you can cut on and off and customize in a ton of different ways. My goodness, that is so cool. So this thing is amazingly customizable. And so I'm going to basically get out of this screen, and the way I get out of this screen is to hit the Pages icon again on the steering wheel, and that just, you see, whenever I press that Pages icon, it shifts left and right at the very top of the screen. You see that? So there's my compass, lane keep, settings, and then back to drive info. And then I can use that up and down OK toggle to go all kinds of different economy or range information. I really like that digital speedometer there. That's super nice. And I like the layout of the dash as well, because it's kind of simple, nice and clean. Really good look.